life before Martin was a lot of the mundane, working. I was at the time working on trying to improve my health and fitness, so I was going to the gym quite a lot and spending time with my family and attending church. That was basically most of what day-to-day life was like before Martin.
Well, my life before Melissa was primarily just day-to-day, get the bills paid, go to work, go home. There wasn't a whole lot of anything else. I mean, I found that I was actually more of a social person after a while. My brother and I, we did some small groups at church, but it was just, you know, even through networking, I just could not find the right person. So I'm sitting there at work one night, and I'd heard from a friend of mine about this website called Plenty of Fish. So I went ahead and threw up a profile, and I'd say this was what, June last year?
Maybe it was June for you, but it was July for me when I signed up.
Yeah, for her it was after her birthday. Me, it was like the tail end of June. I'm looking for a true, authentic Christian, and that was like the main thing on there. And fielded the emails from there, and hers was one of them.
Well, I signed up for Plenty of Fish because a girlfriend of mine from California had visited, and she was telling me her experience, and I wasn't really convinced I was going to find somebody. But the fact that it was free, I thought was worth a try. But yeah, the fact that he put that he was looking for an authentic Christian spiked my interest. I thought, wow, this is the first one I've seen that's not just said, well, I'm a Christian. He went into quite a lot of detail about his faith, and really liked that.
I guess it took a while for us to kind of click at first, even through email. Her emails were really long, and I think I'm pretty verbose when I send back my emails too.
Right, yeah. We both work night shift jobs, so that was basically when we did, the bulk of our communicating through email was at night when we were at work, on our breaks or whatnot. And yeah, they were long emails. Well, I would say the first thing I noticed about Martin was how easy he was to be around. It felt comfortable. Conversation, our first real face-to-face conversation maybe lasted for 3 hours, and it happened without any effort.
Well, the first thing that really impressed me about Melissa was what kind of a heart for God she has. And she was probably the most godly woman that I've met, as far as especially someone that I was looking to get into a relationship with.
I would say my favorite thing about Martin was that he loved God. Being single, that was the top priority in my list of things that I was looking for in a man, in a husband, was someone who didn't just go to church because his wife wanted to, but went because he actually loved to be in the house of God, and Martin does.
She has this way of saying the right thing, where it's like she'll say something to me and she'll touch me on the shoulder or something, and it amps it up to something a little bit more. She and I trade back the comments every once in a while. I love the way you love me, and I love the way that she loves me. So it's just, it's great. Our first date was to Azteca, near the Tacoma Mall, and I believe I asked her. The conversation was really easy. Like she was saying, and there's always the awkward pauses type of thing, but we got along good, and I think I totally spaced out on the fact that she was also on night shift.
I had to go to work that night.
It took me like a month before I realized, am I keeping you up with all my texts, or are you, and she's like, no, I'm at work. You're on night shift too? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had our first date at Azteca, but right before that, he had gone on a family trip to Leavenworth, and I got, maybe 150 text pictures of every oh, this is the bakery we went to, and this is our inside of our room, and all this stuff. And so I started thinking, maybe I'm more important to him than all his other prospects, as he called them, that he was considering. And so, I don't know, I just got to where I got pretty attached to him. And I think I told him that I think I miss you. And then the next thing I know, we've got our first date.
One thing that's interesting about that trip, though, is I had told my dad about my other prospects. And he says, there's only one that you talk about. He says, you keep talking about this Melissa.
I guess Martin and I's relationship has progressed pretty fast. And I was looking for a lot of different things to happen, and he was meeting all the requirements as far as being loving and kind and good to me, and he is good to his family. He attends church, he loves God. I would say I was looking over all these different qualities and realized he met all of them, and it wasn't like a light bulb thing. It just, over time of spending time together, we just made sense.
Within the week before I asked her to be my girlfriend, I was like, this is definitely going somewhere, and I started thinking about it from a marriage perspective point of view. And it wasn't scary. It felt comfortable, like some people say, when you meet the right person, it's like coming home. That was the way it felt to me.
Oh wait, we did Azteca first, and then you went, didn't you?
Yeah. I think
Okay,
so.
we did Azteca, and then he went to Leavenworth. He came back, and that's I Think I Miss You business happened. And then from there, I made him dinner. That was right. That's how it went.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after that, we started walking together and talking and talking and talking. And then before you know it, September 16th rolls around, and we go to the waterfront, and he asked me to be his girlfriend, so we became official. And he kissed me, and then
That was the first kiss.
yeah.
And for her, it was her first kiss ever.
You shouldn't tell people that.
Well, the cat's out of the bag now. The planning of it started at Thanksgiving, at minimum. I was like, I definitely want to do it down on the pier. So, and then I was sitting there talking to Nick and Mandy. We ended up saying, why don't we all go to dinner together? And then they would leave ahead of time to go set everything up on the pier. And then I would walk Melissa over there afterwards.
Yeah, it was on our anniversary day, December 16th. So every 16th of every month, since we became an item, we do something special to commemorate that day, okay? So we met for dinner, or actually for lunch, and Nick and Mandy, they left all under the premise that Nick needed to borrow Martin's camera to take pictures of his girlfriend on the pier. So I totally believed it. And then, so I walked with Martin to our spot on the pier where we became an item. I never think beyond, I take people at their word. I don't look for stuff. And so we walked down the length of the pier to the bench where he'd asked me to be his girlfriend, and you turn to the left, and there he's got a blanket draped on the chair, and a beautiful flower arrangement that he put together himself. And to me, I still don't think he's going to propose. I really did not think that. I just thought, wow, more. Again, I was like, no one's ever done this for me before. This is so nice. And then, so it was really a surprise when he started telling me what was on his heart, and before you know it, he's getting on one knee, and I'm all like, and then Nick turns the camera from Mandy to me, and this picture snap, snap, snap. It's like, oh, so this was all part of the master plan that I had no idea of.
So that's how it had occurred. I had asked her parents for her hand in marriage on Thanksgiving.
And that was a real important thing to me too. When once we became an item, it was always part of what we discussed was before it happens, you need to talk to my dad. Why? That was the only thing on my mind at the time, I don't know. But, he did a really awesome job though. I mean, it came off really well, and
She never saw it coming. I thought the second she saw this, she's gonna know. The second this happens, she's gonna know. But she didn't know, and she didn't know. And then on her way back, she's like, I need to call some people. Everybody she called, nobody was home.
nobody was home. The one time I have something really cool to tell people, nobody's picking up the phone. I don't know. Anyways.
My mom tells me all the time how much she absolutely loves Melissa. They actually had a chance to have tea together, just a ladies' day out. And my mom just gushed about how much fun she had.
Well, Martin's family has been very welcoming. They seem to be really excited about the prospect of having me in their family. I think Thanksgiving Day, when we went around the table, his mom was like, hurry up and marry her already. It's basically the consensus of what she said. It's been really nice to realize that you're going to really not only love your in-laws, but you're probably going to really like to be around them too.
Her dad is my kind of guy. Her mom is really, really awesome, and she's a fantastic cook.
My parents really like him. I think they're probably all a little surprised that this came about so fast, but at the same time, I think it's always been their hope that I would find and marry someone that I could love.
Beautiful would describe her physically. Sensitive would describe her emotionally. Dedicated would describe her walk with God. Loving would describe anything connected with me.
I think what I love most is how comfortable I am with him, how much fun he is to be around. We laugh a lot. That seems to be the thing I enjoy most, I guess, is when we break out in fits of laughter for no apparent reason, or things that only him and I understand that are hilarious in my mind. I really like that.
I guess I'll start with thank you guys for coming. This is a special day for both of us. It's been a very long time in coming, and I'm glad you guys all said yes, that you want to be there. And enjoy the food and the cake.
Yeah, thank you for coming and being a part of our day, and thank you to my parents and his parents for everything that they've given us and invested in us. And I waited till I could find a guy that was worth marrying that is as good as my own dad is. So thanks again.
And thank you, God. Number one.
Yeah, that's true.